Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is February the 24th, 2020. Strong hand. Golden age of the 2020s. Having hype. Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin in motion. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Don't FOMO on altcoins, people. Don't FOMO on alts. One Bitcoin. We'll talk about that. One Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. I am offended by selling. And guys, personal responsibility is new counterculture. Okay. Worry about yourselves, making yourselves better. If some big guy in the space makes a mistake, you could point it out, but don't spend the day worrying about it. Hey, check out all the links below, people. Hello, my elite friends. If you've got questions, I've got answers. Type in Bitcoin Meister, do a super chat, and I will see it, or one of the two, and I will definitely see it in the chat. Let's start with a quote. We've got a lot to cover today. What if there were an asset that was uncorrelated to traditional assets like stocks, bonds, and commodities? What if that asset had asymmetric upside potential to rise thousands of percent over coming decades? What if that asset were unseizable, uncensorable, and liquid? And that is from Mark Yusko. Pound that like button for Bitcoin. At Unconfiscatable on Saturday, and a lot of stuff went down. You've got to check out all four of the shows from those days, but we'll talk about that in a second. But one thing that happened to me that has not happened in the United States yet until Friday evening. Friday, when I was getting on the bus to Las Vegas, happened in Israel twice, but that never happened in the United States. That's bullish for Bitcoin. Okay, so again, check out yesterday's video. A lot of energy there. Saturday's video, lots of energy there. That was from Unconfiscatable. American Hodl and Trace Mayer were with me there on the video from Saturday. And it's become a controversial video because American Hodl was seen and Trace said something. And the guy here is the guy you see. I will be at the San Francisco Bitcoin 2020 conference at the end of March. We can hang out. I know some of the guys that were at the Las Vegas event will be there, but I linked to it below. I'm going to keep reminding people. It's fun. It's fun to meet people in person, and I'm going to talk about the people who are in motion and gave me their cards, and just to tell some of you guys about who I saw at the event and what the event was like. And again, you can see the event on Saturday show, Sunday show. I talked about it a lot. Sunday was beyond Bitcoin, by the way. Question during Saturday's show that Matt Odell clipped from my show and tweeted it out, Trace's reply. And it was about paying more for Bitcoin that hasn't been mixed. Was the question? It's a privacy-related question, okay? It's linked to below. Matt, you can see what Matt Odell tweeted out and the Twitter drama that it started. But there's more. There's obviously more to that. Again, thanks Tone Vase for putting on a great Las Vegas event. And yes, American Hodl showed his face there. And I know some of you think that's a big deal. You can see it on my Saturday show if that really gets you going. And people are like, oh, he is banned from Twitter. They're like, is that because he said that because he tweeted out the thing about Trace? That Trace was handing out MWC flyers? No. American Hodl has been banned from Twitter a few times. He uses like foul language. He admits that. He uses controversial language. He admits that. He already was like semi-blocked on there. I could hardly see him there anyway. So guys, no conspiracies. American Hodl he was on the verge of getting banned and he got banned again. I'm sure he'll be back. Roman Q Roman Q says no non-KYC Bitcoin. Yeah, that was the topic at hand. Rocky Palumbo was in the house. Also, I got to meet him in person for the first time. That was awesome. So I mentioned yesterday a woman I met at the Long Beach event, which was also awesome. She's in motion. Salt Girl, he's linked to below. He's trying to invest. He's trying to educate people. Of course, the great here's he made this card that has everybody's all the people that he likes, their links on it. I'm on here. Really, this is in motion, man. And a lot of people like this at the conference. And he's in motion, spreading the word. This hotoldbrand.ca, they gave me the shirt I was wearing on Saturday. They're linked to below. Juan Galt gave me, Juan Galt was awesome to hang with. He gave me this Venezuelan, 20 Venezuelan bolivars, which are apparently not worth very much money. But they're worth a few Satoshis. Bobby Lee was there, the controversial Bobby Lee. It was nice to meet him in person. He was giving out those ballet wallets. I have one of them now. He was on stage at one point and there was like drama. Pete, don't complain. If you don't like his product, make a better product. So it is Trace Mayer, the entity buying up all the MWC. I mean, I never would have thought that before everything that I've seen the last few days. And I don't know if he's the entity. It appears that he probably is buying some, if the rumors are true. We're going to get to that in a second, though, when we talk about the privacy issues here. And yes, This Week in Bitcoin is linked to below. That has been forgotten since all this drama has happened. Boris was on. Bitcoin Tina was on there. UK Bitcoin Master. It was a great show on Friday. DisruptMeister.com. I've been intertwined with on Twitter through TechBalt. So pound that like button. And I want to say something about all these threads that are out there that are just ripping on Trace. And I bring the positivity, dudes. I bring the positivity. It's the positivity. You're negative, okay? I forgot. I said it yesterday, and I forgot what the saying was. You can't innovate when you're negative. I don't know what it was, but here's the thing. People have been ripping on Trace, and it's funny. If you go to Trace's, if you go to his Twitter, he has said nothing about it. I think that's a pretty good approach to take to the situation right there. Why even get into all the drama? I mean, people are saying he's a sewer rat and stuff. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable what they're saying about him, because apparently he handed out a pro MWC flyer. Now, I was not handed a flyer. I didn't see any flyer when I was there. I'm hearing different stories, but yeah, we're going to get to that in a second. I think drama is a total waste of time. And if you had Trace on a pedestal and you were worshiping him in the first place, and now you can't worship him anymore because he's not Bitcoin pure, I think you're doing it wrong, dude. Bitcoin is about being your own individual, taking personal responsibility for yourself. So if Trace is buying some altcoins and Bobby Lee is making some wallets you don't like, okay, state it and move on. Personal responsibility is new counterculture. So we're going to talk about it in a second. Tezos, Coinbase is giving away Tezos. Further stressing that they're the flavor of the month there. So, and speaking of Tezos, people are ripping on Trace because he's has something to do with MWC coin that we all got for free, which was great to get for free. Yet there's Bitcoiners out there that just talk up Tezos all the time, but people don't rip on them. I don't know. You got to be consistent, people. You got to be consistent here. I want to bring up, Rocky's in the chat. Hang on, what do you say? It was great to finally see you face to face as well. Yeah, it was great, man. It was great. Rocky's he's a good dude, man. And like all of a sudden he's there, and I'm like, it was very surreal. I mean, because I've spoken to him. Here over, you've seen it, guys. You've seen all the shows he's on. They're linked to below. And I wasn't expecting to see him there. And then all of a sudden, Rocky's there. I was like, hey. I mean, it's great. And so, okay. So hi, Rocky. Great to see you in the chat. Gaston is the dude down in Long Beach who arranged me to speak there, and he drove me back. And I gotta say, I don't usually mention a song to check out until the end, but check out Blue Monday, New Order's Blue Monday, and there's that line in it. How does it feel? Oh, how does it feel? Oh, well, anyway, it's a very popular line. It's a very popular song that really pumps you up, and I got to tell you, he's driving me back. He's going 80 miles per hour, freaking up the freeway, and that song is blasting, dude. I'm never going to forget that, dude. That was awesome. Like, it was a great LA feeling, just that song blasting. And so thanks everyone for the great 4-day weekend. Lots of and something that was at Long Beach. The guy that I was in it wasn't an Uber. It was the other company, Lyft. Now, Robert insisted we take a Lyft from his house to the event. Okay. So Robert gets the Lyft. We mentioned Bitcoin to the guy driving and he knew it. He knew it. He said his brother worked in the hospice industry. He had to take away furniture from people who had passed away. And he had done that. And the surviving brother was like, I want to give you something. And he gave him like 10 Bitcoin. This was a long time ago. So this is quite a story. And that's what got the hospice guy into Bitcoin. And I think he got rid of some of that. He sold it early on. But then he went down the rabbit hole. So I never heard hospice Bitcoin before. Also, someone at the Long Beach event told me a story about and showed me a picture. He was in a accident on the highway. His truck flipped 3 times and he walked away from it. But he, at the moment that happened, he was good luck, very good luck on his part. He had no way of passing on his Bitcoin. He had not told his brother any information that needed his brother. So had the accident gone another way and he died, or if he would have suffered brain damage, the Bitcoin would have been lost. So there's a real life thing for you people. If you have a trusted wife, if you have a trusted brother or sister or mother, tell someone how to do something, because he was in a situation at that moment. Had he died, that was it. The Bitcoin would have been lost forever. And there's a clip from the Long Beach event of me. It's linked to below. So let's talk about Quantum FUD here. I know a lot of people are asking me about Quantum FUD all the time. Actually, that was brought up at the Long Beach event. And here's a tweet from Ed Strom Andrew. Worried about quantum computing breaking Bitcoin? Bust that FUD. I like that. This great interview covers 1, how far quantum computing must progress to break existing public key crypto. And he says very. It must progress a lot. And cryptographers are already developing quantum-proof algorithms. That is linked to below, people, if you want to go down that rabbit hole of worrying about FUD, quantum, and he addresses that. Trezor is hyping the halving. Hey, man, this is a sign. I told you, halving hype. It's linked to below. They have the economics of halving. What will happen to the price? That's a blog post of Trezor. So I thought they would be somewhat neutral on that. But hey, good. Something I forgot. This was in a title, I think, on Thursday, and then I had to erase it because I forgot to mention it. Erase the link, but now I'm finally going to mention this. This is from Barry Silbert. He says, what I've seen recently is a real growing shift toward attempts to move a lot of mining outside China into the United States and Canada. I think that's great. The more the merrier. Yeah, get more countries that host mining in this world, the better. Diversify, and so people won't be saying, "Oh, all the miners are in China." And clearly, there's there's some issues in China right now where people aren't working as much. So that's why. And I just like the competition. I like that there's competition in this space, and people are figuring out ways to do mining profitably. whether it be the Peter Thiel thing or who knows in North America. So keep on going. And he's noticing it. Barry Silbert's noticing it. Okay. All right. So Trace, he actually has spoken about MWC before. This all started a week, I don't know, a few days, but before Tone's event, I actually received, there was this tweet out there. This dude copied me on it. It's a video of Trace, and from 31:45 in it until the 39-minute mark, he's talking about the Mimblewimble protocol, but he actually does mention MWC, which was very, very shocking to me. So, I mean, this has been out in the open for a while. His take on privacy, he really likes the Mimblewimble protocol, apparently, but people didn't know he was going to take it to the next level and possibly buy something that we got for free. But I have always admired that Trace Mayer is one of the guys out there who says, talks about crypto dividends, saying he gets all the forks and he turns them into Bitcoin. He got super Bitcoin and ludicrous things. So he sets a great example there in terms of that end of the crypto dividend world, getting it for free. Now, buying it, that's a whole nother thing. I don't agree with buying stuff you get for free. Now, do I hate Trace Mayer now? No, I don't hate Trace Mayer now. Because he doesn't agree with me, with my take, okay? Now, MWC, is someone still buying it? Maybe Trace is part of another group. I don't know. It's on Trade or Ogre now. It's not even on Hotbit again. I linked it to Trade Ogre thing. The wacky thing is Trade Ogre is this little exchange. So now like 95% of all the trading volume is dealing with MWC that quick. So, I mean, this is a reminder too. I didn't have this written down. Now, people are always, these altcoins aren't going anywhere, people. There's going to be altcoin pumps again. There are Bitcoiners, I think, on the down low who buy the altcoins. I mean, so some are going to say, well, Trace was one of them. Well, yeah, maybe he was. I guess he might have been. But there are just so many people trying to get more Bitcoin in so many different ways. And I don't recommend trading. Okay. I don't recommend buying cheap little coins out there. Okay. But people are doing it. And are you going to be able to stop it by wasting hours on Twitter screaming at Trace Mayer? No, you're not. And they're going to be, this is where the big boys play. People are coming into the space. You know what this show brings to the table. Okay. But we have to be aware of the reality outside of our bubble, outside of our strong hand bubble. So people are going to disappoint you. People are going to do trading of wacky coins and buying wacky coins. And so when you hear these guys that are so sure that altcoins are going to be destroyed, that altcoins are going away, that this is the end of Ethereum, and some of these people are so smart, you got to take a step back and just look at what the reality has been. There are people that freaking buy BSV for. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. So I think it's just another reminder that altcoins aren't going anywhere. Now, I'm not an altcoiner. I am a Bitcoin firster. But I don't need to be labeled as anything. That is, for me, what a Bitcoiner is. You don't need labels. You don't need to fit into a group. You don't need to pile on someone and scapegoat someone when they do something you don't like. And you can't be canceled. And Trace has shown right now, he's not going to be canceled. He's not going to be canceled. There's no official canceling group in the Bitcoin space. There might be a lot of loud people on Twitter right now that go after, try to cancel people, but and maybe sometimes they silence some people, but they really can't. If you're a true, if you value your wealth in Bitcoin, you have a lot of Bitcoin. Who cares what people say about that? They're not going to stop your business. They're not going to, if you didn't do something truly to destroy your reputation, you'll be fine. And even if you did do something to destroy your reputation, like, I mean, there's been plenty of dudes that have done stuff like that. We've talked about them. The people that constantly lie, they keep on getting away with it. I mean, it's amazing. Liars can get away with a lot in this space. Now, Rocky said, didn't Trace tell you that he missed the MWC airdrop when he was on your show? Yes. I don't know if he said that on my show, but I know that he missed it. He missed the MWC airdrop. He did not know. That's an important point, Rocky. He didn't know about MWC until Andy Hoffman sent him an email about it, but he didn't get the email. He didn't check his Andy Hoffman email until like the day of the MWC airdrop. So he wasn't prepared to do it. So no, he didn't get any for free. And there's these people making conspiracies that like, no, he was one of the insiders that got a bunch for free. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. He didn't get, he liked the he liked the Mimblewimble protocol. There is no doubt about it. He has mentioned before how, and this is a common knowledge that some Bitcoin OGs bought a bunch of, or donated a lot to Grin. They donated a bunch, they donated $1 million worth of Bitcoin to Grin, or 500,000 to get the Grin project. And I don't care about these darn art. I mean, I care about privacy. And I'm going to tell you my take on privacy in a second. All right. I think it's great people are expecting this trace or not. But I mean, now I think it could have been traced. Who cares who it was? But no, to your point, Rocky. I mean, Rocky, you were at the event. Did you see Trace walking around screaming about MWC, handing out stuff? I mean, I didn't. But apparently he handed out this slip of paper that it's linked on Twitter about this situation. But I mean, don't get caught up in the drama, okay? And Roman Q said, good for Trace for highlighting the CoinJoin risks. But again, and so Matt Odell does not like when someone says they're CoinJoin risks. And that's why he tweeted that thing out about Trace in reply to your question, Roman. You started something huge on this show, Roman. It's unbelievable. There has to be, again, butterfly effect, people. If you're in motion like Roman, you ask questions, you try to learn. He was asking Trace a legitimate question. Look what you can start. Look what you can start. There has to be a way to break the history of Bitcoin you receive, or else the only safe way to buy Bitcoin will be on a government-regulated exchange. It looks bad for Trace to promote MWC and to only speak about the negatives about coin joining. Yes, it does look bad. That is what looks bad. That if people think that he's ripping on coin joining because he wants to sell this coin that apparently he's been buying. So that doesn't look very good at all. But we're going to talk about the privacy battle. That's clearly now the privacy battle is boiling up for everyone to see that there's different people who are prominent, have different takes. You know, you've got, well, okay, I'll talk about it right now. We got people that want to experiment with altcoins, with the Mimblewimble protocol, want to bring it into Bitcoin maybe in some way, want to use altcoins to, and then there are obviously the people that want to do coin joins, but then there are people that say that's going to tarnish your Bitcoin. And then there are people that are just like, let's wait. Let all these competing forces get out there, say what they're doing. It's going to put pressure on someone to come up with a really awesome way of an easy way of creating privacy on Bitcoin. Okay. And that's where I'm on this. Okay. I say, let's wait this out and let everybody have their say. I know that the minds out there are going to come up with a great privacy solution for Bitcoin. We got a lot of stuff being thrown around right now. People are getting angry at each other about it. And some of it is very difficult to use right now. So I just say, keep on all the people who are working on the privacy aspect of Bitcoin. You're putting pressure. You're bringing it up to the, so everyone can see what's going on. You're bringing it to the light of day, and it will create innovation. It will spark people. It will get people in motion. Rocky said, Trace didn't hand me a paper or anything else. No, he didn't hand me a paper either. I had no idea about this paper thing until yesterday, until I woke up from, you got to get your sleep, dude. Sleep is very important. Health tip of the day. Until I woke up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on yesterday. But more on that on yesterday's show. Check out yesterday's show. It was very high energy. And Surfer Jim came on the show also. In motion. I don't know where Rocky was at that point. It was after the event. I think there was only a few of us left in the big room at that point. And okay, Avenatti, pound that like button, guys. Let's talk about Caitlin Long's. And we're gonna put this in perspective here. We're gonna talk about this bank, this crypto bank that Caitlin Long has started in Wyoming. Wyoming, she's been talking about it for so long. She's been working on getting government legislation there to make crypto banks possible. And guess who else was helping her with that? Trace Mayer. Now, but I mean, apparently, if he was selling MWC, or if he's buying MWC, he's bad now. So we should forget that, right? No, cancel him. No, I'm not canceling him. And we gotta first of all hear Trace's take on this, and he might never ever tell his take on this. And most people won't even know. Most people will forget the whole thing. If you think he's a villain, then don't pay attention to him anymore. He's a really smart guy, though. He's a really smart guy. Is he perfect? No, he's not perfect. So Avenatti is a Wyoming corporation formed to apply for a bank charter under Wyoming Special Purpose Depository Institution law. Plans to open its doors by early 2021. I linked to their Twitter. Avanti, it's called. I call it Avenatti, like, oh God. Avanti. And introducing Avanti Bank, a new U.S. bank to serve digital asset industry, offering new products and services not currently available in the U.S. dollar markets, along with tech partner Blockstream. Wyoming-based, we're preparing long process of charter application and aim to open early 2021. So this is a new thing, a crypto bank. Institutions can use it. It's going to make traditional type of investors, traditional organizations more comfortable, okay? And people have had problems with banking in terms of fiat when they're involved with crypto, so now you're going to have a crypto bank. Now, my question is, a lot of people didn't, there was an article about this in CoinDesk, and Caitlin Long had a huge thread about this. It's linked to below. And this, the 22nd tweet in her thread said the following. So don't be shocked to see people you wouldn't expect coming together in Avanti. Not only top people from the traditional and crypto worlds, but also from rival protocols within crypto. Avanti will be protocol neutral. First and foremost, Avanti will respond to needs of institutional customers. If they want Avanti to service crypto assets other than Bitcoin, yep, Avanti will service them. If institutions want them, if our engineers can securely do it, if we can handle legal and other risks. So, Caitlin Long's bank will be accepting all sorts of other cryptocurrencies. Should she be canceled? Should she be hated now? Do you hate her now? I mean, this is $1 million. This is millions of dollars of business here we're talking about. So she's going to be holding, her bank is going to be eventually after 2021. It might be holding millions of dollars of Grin for all we know. All right. So I mean, should she be canceled? Are you going to go after her too? So I mean, it's ridiculous on a certain level here. People hero worship in this space so much, and to compare someone like Trace or Caitlin, they're constantly doing awesome things for Bitcoin like this. But Caitlin's doing, she's calling it crypto assets and everything. Is she evil because of it? Is she a sinner? I keep it on a positive thing, man. You don't have to be, you don't get expelled from Bitcoindom if you have a business that touches altcoins, okay? It doesn't cancel out all the great stuff you've done before, all the great stuff you're going to do in the future. Now, there are people that have done things where they go straight up. They want to destroy Bitcoin. They claim they have the next Bitcoin. What King of the Trolls did, he was the biggest Bitcoin proponent in the world. Then he forked off a crypto dividend, and he said that was Bitcoin. Yes, that's clearly not a good thing for the Bitcoin space. He's creating confusion there. And we can still remember what he did. He's a bad actor at that point. He is a bad actor because he's telling lies about Bitcoin. Okay, this is a different thing we're talking about here. So some are going to say, well, the coin join stuff is lies. Trace is scaring people with the North Korea thing. He said, okay, it's not a straight up in your face lie like this is Bitcoin. Saying that you have Bitcoin and it's an altcoin, that's a lie. That's a lie. And he's not abandoning Bitcoin either. He's still in the Bitcoin realm. Again, I'm not going to, if he's buying up that MWC, there's no excuse to buy. I mean, it's his money. He can do with it what he wants to do with that. Okay. He can do what he wants to do with it. And so I'm just gonna say I don't agree with that. I've never agreed with that. Buying up cheap altcoins and then telling other people to buy them too, and trying to have a pump or whatever's people are accusing him of. Not a good look at all. Not a good look at all. But does he get excommunicated from the Bitcoin community because of that? Well, there's no one to act. That's the thing about the Bitcoin community. There's no pope to excommunicate you. Okay, there's no Bitcoin pope. There is a Bitcoin rabbi, though. Pound that like button. He's been on the show before. Check out the archives below. People are saying a lot in the chat. Again, guys, if you got questions, I hope no one's asking questions. I see it's going by quick. You got to type in Bitcoin Meister so I see it, or do a super chat. So here's a tweet. On days like today, it's hard not to think about how extended traditional markets are. What does it mean when we need a central bank response to a virus? So that Mnuchin or someone out there said that they think that what does the Fed have to do? What does the Fed have to do to combat the virus? This is crazy. I mean, central banks need. This is what happens when you have a central bank. They try to micromanage everything, I guess, and we got to do something in response to the virus. Bitcoin is still the same Bitcoin it was before the virus as it is after the virus. No one needs to fiddle with Bitcoin to make it so the stock market goes up again. Okay, so the Bitcoin price goes up again. I mean, no, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Central banks and central bankers are worrying about viruses now. I'm so glad to be in the Bitcoin overlay. All right. And just the negativity, get out of the negative. Some people are just relishing the negativity on Twitter and just going down these rabbit holes. And Udi brought up something that, like, you're giving him more, you're giving Trace more, you're giving MWC more and more attention. If you don't like altcoins at all, then don't like go on these rants and start talking about a prominent Bitcoin person who apparently promoted an altcoin because it's only going to further promote it. It's just funny. But that's what negativity can do. Negativity can bring about outcomes the opposite outcomes of what you want. Be positive, you will get positive outcomes. If you love Bitcoin so much, and I love Bitcoin a lot, then do some pro Bitcoin tweets and don't worry about the anti-Bitcoin. Don't become obsessed with the anti-Bitcoin stuff and obsessed with calling people dirty names. And I mean, there's this living vicariously. Like, compete, don't complain. It's ripping people down doesn't boost you up at all. Okay, I think a lot of people think that. It sounds like a Saturday show now. Here is something from TCOS. What Bitcoin can claim that fiat cannot? It can't. I can transfer value to you with absolutely no chance of spreading infection. That's a really good point, though, and I think that countries will promote their Fed coins this way. In this age of being paranoid about diseases, some countries will be like, "Hey, you know what? You got sick by handling our fiat. We're going to do you a favor. We're creating a Fed coin. We'll be able to monitor everything that you do, but you won't catch any viruses." Now, Roman Q says, if a Bitcoin whale sells Bitcoin for cheap, hot alts, and you buy Bitcoin that day, you are narrowing the gap. Buy Bitcoin and don't FOMO on alts. Yeah, all right. And Rock Ape 73 said, Bitcoin Meister, where can I listen to your show in podcast? Audio only, sportsmeister.com. Also, it's linked to below a bunch of the other. Sportsmeister.com will take you to the Anchor site, but then there are other ones too. I tweet it out every day, also on Twitter, the audio version of my show. But good question. A lot of people like the audio. A lot of people are listening to it right now. Pound that like button if you're listening to this. Oops, you can't pound it because you're not doing YouTube. Vention, thank you for the $5. He says, they are probably mostly angry since they didn't do the airdrop. Thanks for alerting me to the MWC airdrop, by the way. Very, very interesting point, Vention. I'm sure there are a few people. And by the way, I could be angry too. Couldn't I be angry? Because I didn't get the prices that someone is paying right now. I got rid of all my MWC. I thought I did pretty darn well. And I didn't know it was going to keep on going up like this. But I'm not angry about it. I'm not angry at Trace or whoever is paying this ridiculous price for the whole darn thing. And I say good for the people that can get these returns on their crypto by holding Bitcoin. But that's a funny point. That's a funny point, Vention. So yeah, no regrets, people. Have no regrets. Never have regrets about stuff that you got for free. You learn and you recalibrate, and you're ready for the next crypto dividend. And you tell the MWC people, hey, MWC people, now that you're getting all this, publicity, airdrop the 600,000 that you have left that were supposed to be claimed in the first airdrop that weren't. Yes, there's 600,000 they have left that they're either going to give to the people who hold MWC or to Bitcoin holders. And I'm a Bitcoin holder, baby. So I say, give it to us, not to these whales that are buying it up. But hey, do what you're going to do. I just love crypto dividends. I love getting interest on my Bitcoin. Ooh. All right. So we talked about dirty Fed coins. Mainstream media inflation FUD. Oh my, look at this. This is a Bloomberg article from the other day. The key to Bitcoin's future is inflation, they say. This is unbelievable. If cryptocurrency is going to be used widely as dollars, its fans must abandon the dream of deflationary digital gold. To become useful as a form of money, a cryptocurrency should be inflationary. This is a legitimate article from Bloomberg, okay? So I have said it before, guys. They are paving the way for someone prominent in the space to pull a king of the trolls and say, we need more Bitcoin. We need to trade. We need to change this mining algorithm. We need inflation right now. We need 42 million. I'm forking off this is the real Bitcoin that I'm forking off, but it will be just a crypto dividend. And some of the media will get behind it. And I have the confidence in Bitcoin to know that Bitcoin is the next Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the real one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin. And I actually look forward to the day when it's more than just talk in the mainstream media that Bitcoin should be inflationary. When someone tries to make an inflationary Bitcoin and we all get it for free, and some people are panicking and FUDing about it, and then I sell my 42 million Bitcoin inflation, whatever, Bloomberg coin to the people who think it's real, and I get a great return on my Bitcoin. So keep on writing these ludicrous articles, Bloomberg and other mainstream media outlets. Speed up this process, because we're talking about privacy threats. And by the way, I think someone will make a Bitcoin private. There was already an attempt to do that, right? Someone will and if you want to make your own privacy Bitcoin and airdrop it or fork it to Bitcoin holders, do it. Call it whatever you don't want to call it. Call it MWC Bitcoin. I don't care what Monero Bitcoin. You experiment with the protocols. If I'm getting it for free, I'm not threatened at all. And again, we need to come up with some privacy solution here, I guess. And without Bitcoin forking, by the way, because we all know that hard forks are last resort unanimous type of things. I don't foresee the true Bitcoin forking again. Okay. But I see people forking off of Bitcoin, whether it be privacy stuff, whether it be this ludicrous inflation. We need an inflation coin. And the article also talks about, there's other coins out there. It mentions Zcash or something like that. But good, compete, don't complain. Let's talk about BSV real quick here. There's a link to below of their leader basically showing how centralized it is and that they're informants. He says drugs will not be involved on BSV at all. If you're dealing with drugs, you're not going to be dealing with BSV. Now, I don't like drugs, and maybe some people are actually going to like that. Maybe it's a gimmick people like. Ooh, I want to have informant Bitcoin. I want to have informant Bitcoin. Dude, that's a sensible coin right there, okay? I love, I don't like drugs. I don't like bad people that do bad other things that can't be named on here. But with Bitcoin, you can do it all. You can do it all with Bitcoin. There's no mommy, or should we say daddy, watching over you saying, no, you can't do a transaction. You can't do a transaction that was involved with drugs. We're somehow going to cancel it out. I don't know what exactly he was implying there, but if you ever had any doubts how centralized it is and how informant centric it is, check out what he says. It's linked to below. They're not hiding anything over there. All right. So yeah, no drugs on BSV for all you Ken Bozak dudes out there. Found that like fun. And let's talk about this auction. There was a United States auction of Bitcoin, and the block Crypto has an article about it. I don't know why that many people aren't talking about it. The USMS spokesperson told the block Crypto that only two bidders, won quantities totaling of 50 Bitcoin and approximately 3,991.6 Bitcoins during the event. 18 bidders registered for the auction, and there were 38 bids were received over the course of the event. It's linked to below. So there were only two winners. One got a good amount of Bitcoin, 50, and one got a lot, 3,991. That's pretty darn good. And yeah, it's a bullish, very bullish scenario if the entities who got the Bitcoin were newbies to the space. If this was their way to get into it, if they were big entities, they wanted an easy way to get a lot of it anonymously or whatever, not have the whole world know. I guess the government knows who they are, but we don't know who won this exactly. So if that happened, if it was new groups of people brought in some institutions, that's great. But you look at it on the other side, that means the insiders who have already been buying Bitcoin for a while, they lost the auction. So they have to get that Bitcoin another way now, which is great. And I actually learned that from Jeff Dorman that said something like that. He's on Twitter. He's at Arca. All right. So, okay, we talked about the start of the privacy debate. And yeah, I'm a patient person in terms of this privacy debate. I want to see the people mix. I want to see people try different protocols. I don't want the other people can make their private altcoins and distribute them to Bitcoin holders. People can fork off a Bitcoin. It doesn't matter to me. This is a golden age. Let them all do what they're going to do. It doesn't matter. Bitcoin is still Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not threatened by any of this. But let's get toward some privacy. Let's get towards some privacy here. And again, that flyer, Giacomo was the one who tweeted out the flyer that apparently people were saying Trace gave out. I didn't see anything like that. And I mentioned Hester Pierce on Saturday's show, that Hester Pierce, who is one of 5 SEC commissioners, proposed a 3-year period where ICOs would be able to do whatever the heck they wanted to, basically. And someone at the event on stage said that would be great for Bitcoin because this would make people a lot more relaxed who are hesitant to jump into the cryptocurrency space because they're scared there's going to be horrifying regulation, that they would all pile in because there'd be this free fall for all for 3 years. But someone pointed out to me that Hester is only one of 5 SEC commissioners, and she's not that influential, and that the likelihood that that is even going to happen is very low. So didn't mean to get anybody's hopes up. Finally, last thing of the day or evening here, as it's 5:43 here. I was Thomas of the World Crypto Network, a legend, all day during the Tones event. He was live streaming. I linked to the tweet below with the timestamps of when everyone was on. So if you want to see when I was on, you can go to this link below and click on it and see I was on when Jimmy was on and some other people were on, I think, at a point in it. And so, yeah, watch it. Watch it if you want to see people hanging out, some faces that you like out there. And again, don't worship us. Please don't worship us, especially me. I am just dust, okay? And people can see in person I am just a regular dude. And, if I do something that offends you, tell me. And you can try to cancel me, baby. But that is the strength of the Bitcoin overlay. Meister, Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister, he cannot be canceled. When you truly value within Bitcoin, you cannot be canceled. You do not give in to peer pressure. Sure, there are Twitter mobs out there, easy to ignore, easy to move on. But there's a lot of your favorite social media Bitcoin people were in. Thomas talked to them, so it's fun. It's fun when you learn from these people, learn from my channel. That's what I encourage. Be in motion. All right, I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out the links below. And here again, someone is talking about that the MWC had pre-mined coins, there was no secret at all about that. And people, I got to point this out. This has been going on since B Gold. I meant to say this earlier. When B Gold made the first friendly fork of Bitcoin that we all got for free, people went spastic that they were having a pre-mine to pay their developers. And they're like, it's a scam, it's a scam, it's a scam. And people were turned off from that and didn't claim their B Gold because of that. Guys, people make their altcoins in all sorts of different ways. Bottom line, Bitcoin, there was no pre-mine. All right? Bitcoin, there was no pre-mine. That's Bitcoin. It's the best. It's the greatest. But to call people scammers and crooks and whatever because they have pre-mines and scare people off from getting something for free, it's just ludicrous. I have no problem. What is wrong with some dude making his own altcoin and doing a pre-mine? What is wrong with, how does that affect you personally, dudes? Seriously, get a grip. Let the altcoins do what they're going to do. I mean, you're not buying it. It's free. It's free. And they're not hiding it out there. It's so, this like pre-mine is like the devil type of stuff. And anyone ever involved in a pre-mine is a horrible sinner or whatever. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous stuff. If we're getting it for free, they are making something. They're giving away something for free and they're paying themselves through a pre-mine. And it's not to rip off any. It's a legitimate coin. It really exists. It's not like it's one coin or anything like that. It's out there. And so I understand the argument. This coin is not as legitimate as Bitcoin because it's a pre-mine. That is great. That is a legitimate argument. But the people who just use the word pre-mine as this buzzword to rip on altcoins, to make it, to stifle innovation. I don't understand the point of stifling the innovation with the buzzword pre-mine. I don't let them innovate. We have learned a lot from these altcoins, okay? Bitcoin can learn a lot from these. Everyone can learn a lot from these altcoins. let people innovate in this space. If there's, and this is where the big boys play. So you can scream and cry about it as much as you want to and scare people away with that little buzzword, okay? Okay, but I understand as a space, if some people, it's going to slow down the growth of the space if there's negative energy out there, if there's people destroying stuff out there. The more innovation out in this space, the more people that are going to come in and do it, the more people that are going to end up in Bitcoin, okay? Okay? So I am a realist here. I know altcoins aren't going anywhere. I know altcoins are going to be pumped. I know people are going to do things a lot of different ways, but I know in the long run, the long-term thinking, it makes Bitcoin stronger, getting new mines in here, getting new money in here by and through detours through altcoins. Okay, so there you go. I went off on the because I for years now I've heard this since the B Gold thing started, and they're like it's a scam because it's a pre-mine. People abuse that word so much in this space, and it's not going to change. I mean, OneCoin, that was a scam. The mining, what are the cloud mining stuff? Those are scams where you give somebody money and they run away with your money. Okay, when people give you a free pre-mined coin, that's not a scam. When they're trying to innovate off of the Bitcoin base layer, okay, and they're giving it away, that's not a scam. That's us getting interest on our Bitcoin. That's something that you get in this home of insider information here. People don't know about how altcoin innovators, okay, are creating interest for the tippity top of the top, the Bitcoin holder, okay? So I don't complain about the way that my interest is compiled, okay? How my crypto dividends are made. I don't, it doesn't have to be kosher for Passover, okay? They can do it any way they want to. But hey, this is where the big boys play, and I understand there are going to be a lot of people out there, using these buzzwords that people don't fully understand, creating all sorts of FUD, and making people just convincing people that they shouldn't claim crypto dividends. So fine. But I just gave you my side of the story there. All right, have you read the Bitcoin Standard? Great book. No, I haven't, but I saw what's his face yesterday and everything like that. Maybe I should get the audio version of it. Dude, I'm living the freaking Bitcoin Standard, all right? I've been here since 2013. Pound that like button. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister. This is Rob Meister. Thanks for the question, though. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like this video, share this video. It's dark here. Check out the links below. I'll say hi to you guys in the chat. Bang that bell button. See ya.